Yeah, alright. Well, get your freaking weak sauce ass somewhere else then if you're just gonna complain. Hey guys, welcome or perhaps welcome back to the channel. It's Kumi here, and today we are going to be reacting to Sparks of Tomorrow episode 2, which is entitled The Mysteries of the Catalogue. I have really been enjoying this anime so far. I mean, it's only one episode in, but I really appreciate the way that they're playing with different colors and textures and art styles. I think it's really cool, and naturally it's kyoani, so of course the animation is gorgeous, the art style is gorgeous, and I cannot wait to see where this anime goes. Anyways, we're going to hop into it in just a moment here, but as always, just a reminder, I do have Patreon. For just $5, you can get early access to the full uncut versions of all of my reactions, as well as some other perks, and it does also go a long way in terms of supporting me as a creator, so if you're curious, go ahead and check out the link down below in the video description box. And with that being said, let's go ahead and hop on into episode 2 of Sparks of Tomorrow. Ooh, okay. Starting off with the full OP. I don't think we saw this part in episode 1. Oh. Dang. Oh, interesting. Huh. Oh. Wait. This is completely different from the first episode. And here is my dude, my guy, my man making an entrance. Hate this guy. Oh my god, look at his creepy smile. Ugh, look at the slow motion walk, the angles, dude. Oh my goodness. And now he's about to pounce on my boy Kihachi. Yeah, I really want to know, like, why does Inako's sister have that? Ugh, my wife. Oh god, no, don't touch her, don't touch her. Yo, F off the catalog, too, and F off of her. Oh my god, what? I know, yeah, she was not there for that decision. Oh my god, bro, she cannot marry him. I don't think that's what's going on in her head, fam. Yeah, tell him. She's not interested. Oh yeah, so that is what she said. Yep, stand on business. Oh my god. Yo, let's go, Inako. Don't, yeah, F off the catalog. It's not yours, bro. Oh! 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 Oh, what's he about to do? Too late to wait. Oh! Oh my god, bro, he's so dramatic. Did you see? Oh my god. The way he fell was so Dude. Dude. Our catalog, man. He can just do that? He can just walk into someone else's place and steal? Like, ugh. Oh my god. Ugh. That sucks, man. They have her and the catalog. Okay, I love that his hair keeps getting messed up, though. Like, oh, that sucks. Like, we just got it back, and now it's gone again? Like, are we kidding? Yeah, is there anything he can do? Oh! Yo! Oh my gosh! Clean! Okay, yeah, give us the freaking catalog back, dude. That's ours. Oh. 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 I feel like they're gonna get away. What in the hell was that? Oh. Aw, man. Yeah, I actually kind of wonder what he's gonna do with it. Like, does he want to destroy it? Or... Oh. Bro cannot even light a freaking match. It looked like Hinako was plotting something. Oh, I cannot wait to find out how this all connects. Oh my gosh. Oh! Oh my god, bro! Get your butt cheeks out of the— oh! 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 Oh, no, 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 no. Oh no, that's so bad. Can he retrieve it? Yeah, please, please. I need you to be the one to get that, not the other guy. My, please, I can't with this man. Well, we did, but then it got stolen back, cause frickin' white-haired guy sucks. I know, that sucks. And I want to know, how does he know Kihachi's brother, too? Because he said to Kihachi, the white-haired guy, he was like, you'll never be him, or something like that. So that means he knew Seiroku, I'm guessing? And I'm super curious what he wants with the catalog. Like, logically, I think he would want to destroy it because, again, he's like the Steam industry head, or like inheriting the Steam industry company or whatever. So it's like you would think he wouldn't want any competition, but it seems like he actually wants the catalog and doesn't want it destroyed. So I kind of wonder, is like he trying to harness electricity himself? I don't know. Super curious. Yeah, that's tough. Yeah, alright. Well, get your freaking weak sauce ass somewhere else then if you're just gonna complain! Oh my god, bro, scared it right out of the bird's mouth. I mean, honestly, valid. I don't blame that bird. I would've dropped it too. Guy's horrifying. Yeah, dude, that was some freaking BS, dude. I get that it's a tough decision, but man. Oh, I wonder. Oh, oh, it's her little pet thing. Yo, can we break her out of here? Oh, that's a cute little sound. It's like kiki. I mean, I do not blame her. I would not want to get married either, especially not to him. At 15 years old, no less. Eh. Yeah. Oh, nice. Let's go. We're breaking you out, girl. Oh my god, that is a large freaking sack. This guy is like freaking Santa Claus right now. Oh! Oh, let's go. Oh my gosh. Oh, she was cooking. Let's go. She was cooking. Oh, I can't. Oh my god, this is gonna be so funny. This guy is gonna be so pissed off. Oh my gosh. He's been running through this river forever. Bro is exhausted. Oh my god. My honey. Oh my god, good job. Inako. Oh my god, I'm so proud of her for that. She is. What a Giga Chad. Aww. That is so cute. Aww. I really hope he's alive. He certainly does. He's not gonna. He might not admit it, but. Yeah. Yeah, but again, I'm sure that Kihachi probably knows deep down that it's not actually his brother's fault. He just has a lot of complicated feelings towards it, and it might also be, like, easier for him to believe that his brother just never came back, as opposed to the alternative, which would be that his brother's dead, you know? Like, it's easier to be like, oh, that jerk never came back, than to grapple with the fact that he might not ever be coming back because he might be dead. No. Because Kihachi talks about it as if his brother's still alive, you know? Yeah, I want to know that too. Oh, the first half. Yeah. How does this all connect? I'm suspicious of her. She is good at believing. Did you want to come too? You want to take her with us or something? Oh. Oh my goodness. She's like, bruh. We're good. We got this. Okay, yeah, nice. Good job. Good job. Better together. Stronger together. Oh gosh. It was a workout. Or you could not. She was just thinking about how it's always the same. Don't you want to break out of that mold? But what do you want? Aww. Yeah, take his hand. Nice. Oh, I'm so curious. How is Dad gonna react? Oh, I'm so curious. I bet she's never done something this rebellious before. Oh, you've changed. Oh, they know each other? Huh? Valuable. Huh. Oh. Yeah, these character connections are fascinating. Aww. Aww. Oh, my guy is shaking. Oh. Oh, I feel so yo, W sister, W sister. Oh my gosh, bro. Her sister is so W though. Big dub for the sister. Oh, wait, yeah, that's so cool. In theory. Never tested before. But there's a first time for everything. But she believes. She freaking believes, dude. She said it. You heard what she said. Oh. She said, we're going, dude. Leave! Yes! Send it! Oh, yo, nice. Let's go. Now, how do we land this thing is the question. He's just shitting his pants right now. Oh my gosh. Yo, that's so cool though. Look at that view. Oh, I like how she just had, and she says it so casually. Just whips out her freaking telescope and I like how they're both shitting their pants. But it's kind of pretty, huh? Kind of a cool sight. Aww. That's so nice. I really like this pairing of characters because they're so opposite of each other, and yet I feel like each of them sort of compensates for something that the other is lacking, and I feel like in a lot of ways they are both giving each other the courage and the confidence to do the things that they were maybe afraid to do in the past, you know? Like, he has helped her get out of this sort of routine or pattern that she was stuck in with her father, where it's like she says she doesn't want to do something and then she makes him mad and then he locks her in the, you know, the storage room, and then he comes to get her and then she has to apologize. You know, she was kind of talking about how it's like the same old, this is how it always goes. And I think that deep down she wants to break out of that cycle, and then here comes Kihachi to break her out of it. And then same for Kihachi, like he doesn't have a lot of confidence in himself. He sees himself as so far inferior to his brother, and he doesn't feel like his inventions or his contraptions are as good as his brother's, so he just assumes that this won't work. But Inako is the one who gives him the push to try it anyways. I really like the dynamic of these two. Oh. Dang. Aww. Oh! Okay, yeah, I was gonna say, how do we land this thing again? Because that could potentially pose a bit of a problem. Oh! Come on, we can do it, we can do it, we can do it. We're fine. We're great. We're chilling. Oh, no. That is not good. Oh! Oh! Are they good? Oh! Whew! Thank goodness that tree was there to break their fall. Damn. Almost bad, but before it went bad, it was good. And it did work, and we did fly, so that was pretty cool. Can this guy hop off, though? Run, girl! Oh, no. Oh my god. Oh, he is coming. Oh my Jesus. She don't want to go back, though. More steam engine than human. Yeah, I can see that. It does certainly seem like it. Oh! We're gonna have to slow our roll, though. Oh! Did he? Did he do that to stop his momentum? Oh! Oh no! Yo, W baby. Thank goodness. Darkness is the thing I hate the most. And now he's gonna have to believe in her. Please, dude. They just, like, will not let up. Like, chill, man. Support! Oh my god, bro, what in the hell is happening? Good lord. These people are crazy. They are all mental, bro. Oh, it's gonna get dark. Oh! Dude. Hey. We didn't do shit, man. No, come on, bro. Are we joking? Wait, whoa, wait, whoa, what was that? What was that? So his brother, or not his brother knew him. He knew Seiroku. Oh, whoa. Okay, we're gonna have to come back to those flashbacks. What? Yeah, it's not freaking yours. Oh. How do all these people know? They're just taking him too? I can't, man. My honey! Oh, man. I hate that they found us. It sucks. Yo, leave him alone. Oh, man. Leave our catalog alone, though. Like, seriously, no! I swear to God, if he, like, burns this, I am going to be... If it gets destroyed in front of him, I am just gonna be so upset. For us to make our dream come true. What? What the f... What is going on? I am so confused. What do you mean? To make our dream come true. Does he also want electricity? Like, could he have not just said? It's a secret. Oh. Dang. Not at all what he was expecting, huh? Okay, well then can we have it back? If it's a fake, can you just give it back to us and fuck off? Oh, but I am so curious. Like, what? Wait, a fake. Dude, what? Oh my god, yo, let me watch the... I want to watch the credits. Oh my... Okay, wow. There's so much that just happened in this episode. Oh, I cannot wait to know. Maybe this white-haired guy isn't actually so bad. I really did not like him at first, but now I'm kind of second guessing myself. Dang. Okay, really interesting. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, is there an after credit scene at all? Just making sure. Okay, no, there's not. Okay. Wow. That was so interesting, man. The plot thickens. The plot freaking thickens. So they all know Seiroku. It seems like Inako's older sister knew him. That guy, was his name Kengo, knew him, and then Mizoe, the white-haired guy, also knew him. I'm a bit confused as to why they wouldn't just, like, approach Kihachi, though, because the white-haired guy, I mean, he said, like, it's time to make our dream come true, Seiroku. So is he also wanting to bring about an age of electricity? And again, like, if that is the case, I don't know why we had to steal the catalog from Kihachi. Like, could we not have just spoken to him and been like, we know Seiroku and like we also want to usher in the age of electricity? Maybe he has a different motive, I don't know, but that seemed to be the implication when he said like our dream is finally gonna come true, Seiroku. So that's really interesting. And the catalog being a fake is also kind of curious. Like, is it actually a fake, or is it just the parts that Kihachi drew when he was younger? You know, because like when he was a kid, wasn't he putting ideas into the book? So if that's all just like a child's doodlings, then is that just like the part that Kihachi wrote, and then the part that Seiroku wrote is somewhere else or something like that? Because didn't Kihachi even say that this wasn't like part of the book or something like that? I kind of want to go back and see if I can find that section, because I'm so intrigued by like what is going on. How do these characters all connect? And also, is Seiroku alive? Like, what do they know about Seiroku's whereabouts? I gotta say, to start out, I really like the way that they did this scene where he falls back into the light bulbs, and then you see like all of these flashes of Kihachi and Seiroku, and he thinks back to this time. And I think like seeing those light bulbs get broken, it probably almost feels like a core memory of his is being desecrated in some ways, you know, like just the way that he watches them exploding like that and breaking. I guess they didn't really like explode, but the way he watches them break with the tears in his eyes, and then he's just like, what are you doing? Like, and then he does this shit, but like, it's just, it really says a lot, I think, about just how much Seiroku means to Kihachi. You know, once again, he talks a lot about like, that jerk Seiroku, like he lied to me, he never came back. But again, I think it's probably kind of a coping mechanism or like a way to protect himself from the fact that like Seiroku could be dead. It's easier to believe like, oh, he's such a jerk for lying to me and never coming back, than it is to think of the possibility of your brother, the person who seemingly like raised you, to be dead and gone forever. And I feel like this really highlights that, like just how much those memories mean to Kihachi. And then yeah, this was also really interesting because yeah, again, it's like, I'm so curious to kind of unravel this web of connections. You're nothing compared to him. It makes me so curious, how did these characters all know each other? And it also makes me so curious, like, where is Seiroku now? Again, I keep hoping that he's alive, but it's really hard to tell. I feel like probably these characters are going to have more information for us in future episodes, but I'm really hoping that maybe Seiroku is still alive. But yeah, this is super interesting. You're nothing compared to him. And I feel like it really just kind of echoes the sentiment that Kihachi himself feels. This is like exactly how Kihachi feels. He feels like he's nothing compared to Seiroku. And I feel like this is the thing that's been holding him back, you know, is feeling inadequate and feeling inferior to his brother. I also appreciated this scene where we just see like how upset Kihachi is that the catalog has been taken away, because it's like, I feel like that catalog in a lot of ways is sort of like a piece of his brother, you know? So in his mind, it's probably also a little bit like, I just got this piece of Seiroku back and now it's gone again. He's probably been waiting all this time to have that back. He's been wanting it for so long, and then to finally have it back, and then just like moments later to have it snatched away again must be so devastating. And again, I think it's more than just a catalog. It represents Seiroku, and it represents their shared dream and their shared promise. So I can see where that would mean a lot to him, and how devastating it would be for somebody to take that away from him, like right in front of his eyes. Like he literally had it there, it was right there at his fingertips, and then this guy just freaking breaks in and takes it away. And yeah, actually really quickly before we move forward, I did just want to touch on this because this was really interesting. So this is the guy that we saw in episode 1 that was helping Seiroku, excuse me. And then this is Kengo, right? So, okay. So it looks like Kengo was also a soldier. I am guessing that in this scene he is telling, I can't remember his name, but I'm guessing that in this scene he's telling the other guy that maybe Seiroku died, is my guess, because we see him kind of like drop to his knees. And that's my guess. I'm guessing Kengo knew him, maybe saw him die, although I get like, I'm hoping that he's maybe still alive. Like I'm hoping it's a situation where maybe he thinks Seiroku is dead, or maybe he saw like Seiroku in a building that exploded or something like that, but maybe Seiroku's still alive somewhere is what I'm hoping. But I'm guessing that this is what this scene is depicting, especially after having the context of this episode. Very interesting. And it's also even more curious because what, like, this scene kind of gives you this idea of connection between these characters. You know, because it's like he's reaching out to him and then boom, there he is. And it's like he's putting his glove into his vest. So yeah, I'm just like, how are they all connected? But this is also like a really cool way to sort of show that they're all connected. And also, what in the, bro, what on earth is going on here? Why does he have that? Why does he have that? I have so many questions. But yeah, this was actually really interesting. And I after the context of this episode, I'm pretty sure that's most likely what was happening in this beginning scene. And then, yeah, I want to go back to this scene because once again, I feel like this is pretty significant. Like, I think in their own ways, I think Inako and Kihachi are both sort of like stuck in their own cycles that they can't seem to break out of. But I feel like Kihachi is sort of like Inako's spark, and Inako is sort of like Kihachi's spark. Like, they are the sparks that each of them needed in order to break out of these sort of endless cycles, you know? Like, she's always felt burdened by this responsibility, I think. And then she's like, I mean, if I marry the branch manager, then like, but then she says it's always been this way. Like, I refuse, make him angry, he locks me in here, he comes back eventually, I have to say sorry. Yup. And it's just like that all the time. And I love how she's looking up at the window too, like the only light sort of coming into the building, and then Kihachi is the person who shows up in that light. You know, he is her light in this situation. And he is the thing that sort of shakes up her routine and breaks that cycle for her. So I really like the way that this was depicted as well. And then I appreciate the fact that it's not like it's just one character sort of being the spark or the light for the other character, because as I said, like, Inako is also Kihachi's light. You know, she's like the person that believes in him when he doesn't believe in himself. Like, when we get to this part later, but actually I just want to stop for a second because I can't remember. I swear to God, Kihachi said something about like, this is only the first part of the book or something like that. And I can't remember if it was here. Just want to check that really quickly. But also, yeah, that was so smart of her to do that. Okay, maybe it wasn't here. I do not remember where he mentions this. I'm not so sure. Maybe I want to see the flashback one more time, because maybe that's relevant, possibly. But also, so satisfying. So satisfying to see this guy just, like, wading through this river. He's exhausted. Like, my guy's been doing this in heels. He is so freaking tired. And then he opens this thing, and there is nothing in it. Like, that is so funny. I will say, I love how dramatic he is. Like, as a character, he's really funny. I just, like, don't really care for his personality, but like I can appreciate how dramatic he is. But yeah, okay. So he says there's no mistaking it. This is the catalog that Seiroku gave him. So that makes me think it's not a fake. He's like, this is definitely it. And this is such a sweet flashback of them, like, aww. Aww. Let me write down ideas for electrical inventions, yep. Mm-hmm. He took me to the World's Fair, yep, that's right. Aww. Visions of the future begin to take shape in my mind. That is, that's so cool. I love how they depicted this. Like, so, so, so cool. I love the visuals. I absolutely love the visuals in this show thus far. But is this where he talks about it being, like, only part of it? Okay, yeah. So here's where he says it. He said, anyway, it's only the first half. So this is only the first half of the catalog, which is really curious. And I hope that we will explore that more, because there's a part of me that wonders if Seiroku felt like Kihachi's ideas were the most valuable thing. You know, like I kind of wonder if the reason he entrusted this part of the catalog to Inako's sister is because he wanted Kihachi's ideas to be preserved, perhaps. Like it's kind of interesting, because I feel like, especially when he was young, like Kihachi believed so much in Seiroku, but I kind of get the sense that Seiroku really believed in Kihachi, and maybe that's why he wanted to keep this specific part of the catalog safe, you know? And I mean, I don't know for sure. This is just speculation on my part, but that is really interesting that this specifically is the part of the catalog that came back to us. Okay, and then I also really like this scene because it kind of just, it gives you this sense of like, Inako is, I think, what Kihachi hopes the world can be like, you know? Like the smile on her face when she's looking at this beautiful scenery. I think Kihachi dreams of a world where people will feel this way, like looking at electricity, or like appreciating inventions that he's created, or, you know, just like appreciating all of the possibilities of the world as we make advancements. And I love this because I just feel like all of that for me is captured in this one image. And I love how she says, thank you, you know? Like, it must feel so nice to be thanked like that, because I feel like he's somebody who probably doesn't get thanked very often, you know? So I think this is a nice scene. And then, once again, like, she's the one who believes in him. Like, he's so scared to take this first step, but she's the one who says, I believe in you. I believe in you. Like, take the first step. Like, here, I'm gonna help you take that first step. Like, let's go. We're going together. And hey, you know what? It works out. It does wind up working out. But I just love this reciprocity that exists between them, where they're both sort of pushing each other forward and helping each other take that first step, and helping each other break out of their respective cycles of what they're used to, you know, with Kihachi always putting himself down and not believing himself in himself, and with Inako kind of like always yielding to what her father wants. And I do also love this scene so much. Like, I think there's something in the way that they're both like shitting themselves, and yet it's so beautiful, you know? Because I feel like a lot of times invention probably is like that. It's probably really terrifying, but really beautiful at the same time, because it's like you're walking a path that no one else has walked before. Like, you're going places where no one else has gone. Like, you're creating your own path, and that can be really scary, but at the same time is so beautiful. So it's like there's something that I just love about the fact that they are both like, holy shit, holy crap, oh my god, but also it's so gorgeous, you know? Like, look at that view. And okay, I'm gonna slow down this part, because this is where they have all those flashes of Seiroku, and I just wanna be able to see them all. Really interesting. So we have the 20th century electrical catalog, and we have, okay, a glimmer of Seiroku. Doesn't give, like, a lot of information. Okay. And it's so interesting that they both have this strong reaction to it. And then we have hands, bloody hands. Hold on, it happened so fast that I missed it. And okay, yeah, I mean, I see bloody hands, and a hand, it looks like sort of reaching up towards them. I'm guessing that probably this is maybe Seiroku's hand, and then I'm wondering if these are like Kengo's hands, maybe these bloody hands, like maybe he was trying to save him. I wonder if that could be it, or maybe he was like putting pressure on a wound or something, but that is really interesting. Okay. And then Seiroku again. Huh. All right. I think these were the only flashes that we got, but that is okay. That's so interesting. And I feel like this electrical catalog is now even more interesting because now it's something that connects a bunch of characters, you know? Like before this, it felt like it kind of just connected like Kihachi and Seiroku, and then obviously like in last episode we knew that the white-haired guy wanted it, and we knew that Inako's sister like had it for some reason, but now it feels like a very significant thing that connects a bunch of different characters in a very significant way, and I'm so curious to find out like what way is that? Like how are they all connected to this thing? But it's also really interesting, like this whole section here, the way he's like, I want to know what his relationship with Seiroku was, because this is so interesting how he like hugs and is like finally, and then he kind of whispers this next part like almost like to the book, like, Seiroku, the time has finally come for us to make our dream come true. So odd. Like even the way that he's reacting, he's like this kind of crazy like frenzied look in his eyes. It's so strange. And then he's like, wait a minute, it's just a child's doodles. It's just a child's freaking doodles. But again, like, I'm assuming Seiroku must have entrusted this to Noriko or to somebody, like, whoever, that's Inako's sister's name, right? Noriko? Like, I'm assuming he must have entrusted it to her, or like entrusted this part specifically to somebody, which makes me think, like, once again, this must have been the part that Seiroku especially valued. You know, like he's like, we even see this flash of the catalog and Seiroku saying like, this is precious, or like, it's a secret. This can't be all there is. It's all a child's doodling. Kihachi's doodling. And then he has this kind of like flash. This catalog has tremendous power. And I'm guessing that Seiroku is the one saying that. So it's really interesting that Seiroku, again, I think he might be saying that specifically about Kihachi's drawings. Because Kihachi is the one who was like daring to dream about all of this stuff for the future. You know, he had all of these ideas of what he wanted the future to look like. You know, we saw that scene in episode 1 where it's like there's all these people in the theater, like sort of watching this slideshow. And then we have like freaking conveyor belts, like delivering food to them. Like he had all these ideas for the future. And I feel like those are the things that Seiroku probably really valued. And I cannot wait to find out more about that. Like I'm so curious. I'm so curious now. Like, oh, the plot is plotting. The plot is really plotting right now. Man, oh, so interesting. I will also just mention too that like the ED is super fascinating. Really curious about this spider lily, because a lot of times these things are kind of representative of death in Japanese culture. Then we have a butterfly, which is also kind of fascinating because I feel like butterflies are often symbolic of like rebirth. So now I'm kind of nervous that maybe Seiroku actually is dead, and like the spider lily maybe represents the fact that Seiroku is dead, but that his ideas will sort of be carried forward by Kihachi. Although I'm still hoping that Seiroku's alive. I'm still holding out hope. But this is also really interesting. So I guess maybe white-haired guy is like on our side. That's the kind of the impression I get, because we see Kihachi, we see Nako, and then we see him, which he's Mizoe, right? Mizoe. And then we see all of them standing around this sort of light, this globe, this light source coming from the globe, which kind of makes me think that all three of them are going to be sort of connected in this electrical venture. You know, really, really interesting. And then that's also quite curious. So it's Kihachi with the electrical catalog, and then it's Inako with, I don't know what that red book is. Okay, with the red book. And then I'm wondering, is this Seiroku's glove? Like, it looked like it was coming from Seiroku's friend, like the one that we saw at the very beginning of the OP, but now I'm wondering if this is like a kind of like a keepsake from Seiroku. Huh. That is super fascinating. And then, okay, the butterfly. So interesting. Okay. It's also quite fascinating because, like, when Kihachi and Inako are walking down this path, They both have like lily pads and lilies and stuff in the water, and it looks like they're walking towards each other. But then when he's walking, it looks like towards Seiroku, and there's spider lilies, which once again usually represent death. So that is really interesting, and now I'm starting to lose my confidence that Seiroku is alive. Now I'm starting to feel like he might be dead, because it almost feels like he is walking down the path towards Seiroku, who is dead, and that sucks. Okay, I'm just gonna hop in here for this final section of discussion, because as I was editing this episode for Patreon, I noticed something very, very interesting. I noticed a few things, and I now have a theory, which, I mean, it is a theory, so I do not know if it is correct, but I am pretty damn confident in this theory, so I guess if you don't want any, like, potential spoilers, then I would go ahead and click off the video right now, because this is going to be the final section for our discussion. But anyways, let me go ahead and talk about the theory. So I don't know for sure I'm right, but I feel really good about this. So this is with regard to Mizoe, the white-haired guy's identity, and oh boy, guys, I feel so good about this theory. I am pretty dang sure that Mizoe is this guy that we met back in episode 1. And there's many reasons why I think this. But yeah, this OP did a lot, actually, to convince me of this theory. But yeah, so we have him here, and we have Kengo talking to him. And I actually didn't notice this, but when I went back to episode 1, Kengo is also in episode 1. I did not realize that Kengo was in episode 1, because I was focusing on this guy and Seiroku and Kihachi, because this guy has sort of like the more distinct character design. You know, he had like the gas mask, so I was like more focused and more paying attention to this guy. But Kengo is actually the other guy that's with Seiroku and this guy and Kihachi in episode 1. So, assuming that this guy is Mizoe, then it would make sense how Mizoe and Kengo know each other. So that was my first thought. Second thought is, like I said, I'm pretty sure this scene is depicting Kengo telling him that Seiroku is dead, or like at least missing, you know, but I'm kind of getting the sense now that maybe Seiroku's dead. But anyways, we see him collapse, we see him fall over, and look what happens. His hair turns completely white, just like Mizoe. Mizoe's hair is also fully white. And something else you'll notice is that this character, I can't remember if they said his name, and if they did, I forgot it. But anyways, this guy, who I think is now Mizoe, also wears gloves. And if you'll notice, Mizoe wears the exact same kind of gloves, and we actually see it right here. Like, I think this is actually the part that really convinced me that he is Mizoe, is because we see his hand reaching out with the glove, and guess who takes it with gloved hands? It's Mizoe taking the glove. They also have the same eye color, you know, so same eye color, the gloves are consistent within the design. And I also think that the perspective shot that we got in this episode kind of also lends itself to this theory, because right here in this episode 2, when the Catalogue falls and we have these flashes of Seiroku, the first instance of the flashback, I think, is from Mizoe's perspective, because we're seeing Seiroku like kind of as we saw him in the first episode, you know, like he looks like the Seiroku that we saw in episode 1, which would make sense that Mizoe would remember him that way, because I'm assuming Mizoe didn't go to the war, you know, I'm assuming that it was just Seiroku and Kengo who went to the war, so it makes sense that Mizoe would remember him like this. But then, you know, and we see his eyes, but then we see Kengo's eyes, so I think these other 2 flashbacks are from Kengo's point of view, which I think also just further lends itself to the idea that, you know, that gray silver-haired guy from episode 1 is presently Mizoe. Another thing, if we go back to episode 1, I can kind of show you guys. So yeah, going back to episode 1, once again, we still have these white gloves, and this is Kengo. I did not realize it, but this is Kengo. So it makes complete sense that this is how Mizoe, presumably, Kengo, Kihachi, and Seiroku are all connected. And Kengo is also Inako's sister's fiance, right? So that makes sense as well in terms of how she wound up with the electric Catalogue, because if Kengo and Seiroku were at the war together and then Kengo came back, then it makes sense how Noriko That was her name, right? Inako's sister. It makes sense how Inako's older sister would wind up with the electrical catalog. It makes sense why he is looking for it. And I feel like this is actually going to be a really fascinating journey if my theory is correct, because obviously he was not at all like, his personality was not at all like this in these early episodes. He seemed quite shy and kind of introverted and timid, but now he is completely different, and I kind of have to assume that a lot of that is just Seiroku's death, you know? Like, I didn't want it to be true, and I'm still hoping that it's not, but I feel like Seiroku maybe did die, or at least people believe that he is dead, and I'm feeling like that just kind of broke him. I feel like this just kind of broke him, and he's just not the same at all as he used to be. But that's such a fascinating shift in personality, and I cannot wait to explore that. But yeah, I feel really good about this theory, you guys. Because also, like right here, I feel like this is what Misoe might have remembered of Seiroku. You know, like this is the Seiroku that Misoe remembers, because he didn't see him during the war or after the war. And it's the same is true right here, you know, like this is the Seiroku. This is like the exact Seiroku that we see in Mizoe's flashback. And then once again, we have the gloves. And then right here as well, you can see his eyes are purple, and you get an even better look at his eyes when he slips on the banana peel. You get to see like fully that they have a purple and a pink tone to them, which is just like Mizoe right here. You can see it very clearly that there's a purple and a pink tone, just like Mizoe, and we see this same like purple and pink tone in episode 2 when we see like close-ups of Mizoe's eyes. So I am pretty dang sure that is yeah, I'm pretty dang sure. I'm pretty dang sure. Again, I don't know. Maybe I cooked, maybe I overcooked, maybe I undercooked, but I feel good about this theory. I'm pretty sure. I feel like all of the dots are there to be connected, and I feel like we have connected them, I think. I don't know. I think. But that would be so interesting. And I mean, we also don't know what happened to this guy, so it would make sense that he's just Mizoe now. And it also, like, makes even more sense given the context of what he says in episode 2 about, like, you know, when he's holding the electrical catalog and he's like, oh, we can finally fulfill our dream now, Seiroku, or like, we can finally fulfill our promise now, Seiroku. Like, who else would have known Seiroku well enough to say something like that, if not him, you know? It's like there's too many similarities, I feel like, for it to just be mere coincidence. My only question that is like, has he always been from the Mizoe family? Like, how did he wind up doing this? You know, like, how did he wind up as Mizoe, like, kind of as the heir to this, like, big steam industry? That's, I guess, my only question, but I feel pretty confident that he's Mizoe. And since I noticed that, I just wanted to pop in and share it with you guys. So, yeah, that's all. Okay. Oh, what a good episode. Wow. I feel like I just have so many questions now. I have so many questions, but that is fascinating. Wow. I cannot wait to see where this plot winds up going and how everybody's all connected. I would suspect that we'll get some answers in the next episode, since like everybody is kind of all together in one room now. So I'm thinking that we'll probably get at least some answers in the next episode. And if Seiroku is dead, I hope he's not. I hope they just maybe don't know where he is. I hope he's just like MIA or something, because I cannot imagine how Kihachi would take it if he were to have like a confirmation that Seiroku is dead, because I'm sure that idea has existed in his brain, but I don't think it's an idea that he's ever wanted to acknowledge, which is why he's always like, yeah, Seiroku's such an asshole for not coming back, he lied to me. When in reality, I feel like Seiroku is kind of like Kihachi's whole world in a lot of ways. So I really don't want him to find out about it if Seiroku is dead. That would be really sad. Okay, anyways, I think that's all I had for this episode, but please do let me know your thoughts down in the comments section. If you enjoyed the reaction, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye! Okie dokie, and as always, it is time for our legend tier shoutouts. So, shout out to Abel Dark Rider, Savior of Nern, Gabriel Vase, Ramune Ram, Ryan, and Mikhail Mazareth. Thank you all so much for being absolute freaking legends. I do appreciate ya. And on to the rest of the shoutouts.